It's like having multiple productivity tools built into one interface. For project managers, this level of adaptability is revolutionary. For teams, it removes friction. For organizations, it unlocks clarity. And for anyone drowning in complicated workflows, it feels like finally breathing fresh air. Because when you combine everything together, custom dashboards, flexible task management, collaborative documents, powerful integrations, multiple views, and the Everything View system, something remarkable happens. Work stops feeling fragmented. Instead of juggling 10 tools, teams operate inside one unified ecosystem. Communication becomes clearer, projects move faster, decisions happen sooner, and productivity skyrockets. Not because people are working harder, but because their tools finally support the way they actually work. This is the real power behind ClickUp. It doesn't just organize tasks, it organizes work itself. Think about the ripple effect this creates. A startup launches faster because everyone stays aligned. A marketing team executes campaigns without confusion. A development team ships products without losing track of bugs or features. A remote team collaborates across continents without missing updates. When information flows smoothly, teams move faster. When teams move faster, companies grow. And when companies grow, innovation accelerates. That's why so many teams around the world are making the switch. They're not just adopting another productivity tool, they're upgrading the way they work. Because in today's fast-moving digital world, the biggest competitive advantage isn't just talent or strategy, it's clarity. Clarity about priorities, clarity about responsibilities, clarity about progress. And clarity only happens when everything lives in one place. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed by scattered tools, if your workflow feels messy, if your team constantly struggles to stay aligned, then maybe it's time for a work upgrade. Maybe it's time to try something different. Maybe it's time to see what happens when everything comes together inside one platform. And that platform might just be ClickUp. If you want to experience it for yourself, you can try ClickUp completely free using the link in the description. Test it with your team. Build your workspace, experiment with dashboards, customize your workflows, and see how it transforms the way you work. If you enjoyed this video and want more productivity tips, workflow strategies, and tools that can level up your efficiency, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And down in the comments, tell us one thing. What is your favorite ClickUp feature? Is it the dashboards, the flexibility, the integrations, or the incredible Everything View? We'd love to hear how you're using it. Because the future of productivity isn't about juggling more tools, it's about using the right one. And for many teams around the world, ClickUp is becoming exactly that, the ultimate work upgrade. Work becomes visible, teams become aligned, and productivity becomes effortless. But promises alone don't change workflows, features do. And this is where ClickUp truly begins to shine. Imagine opening your workspace in the morning and instantly seeing everything that matters. Your tasks, your deadlines, your priorities, your team's progress. Not scattered across apps, but organized in a clean, customizable dashboard. ClickUp dashboards are more than simple overviews. They are command centers. You can track project timelines, monitor team workloads, visualize progress with charts, view upcoming deadlines, analyze productivity metrics, all without switching tools. A marketing manager might track campaign performance in real time. A startup founder might monitor product launches, sales pipelines, and team tasks from one screen. A project manager might instantly see which tasks are on schedule and which ones need attention. Instead of digging through multiple platforms to understand what's happening, the entire picture appears instantly, clear, organized, actionable. And for many teams, this alone transforms the way they work. But productivity isn't just about visibility, it's about execution. And that's where ClickUp's task management system becomes incredibly powerful. Most task managers force teams into rigid structures, lists, boards, simple checkboxes. But real work is rarely that simple. Projects evolve, teams change processes, Different industries require different workflows. ClickUp understands this. Instead of forcing teams into one system, it gives them the flexibility to build their own. Tasks can include subtasks. Subtasks can include checklists. Each task can have priorities, deadlines, attachments, comments, and dependencies. You can assign multiple team members, track time spent, automate recurring work, break massive projects into manageable pieces. But the true power lies in customization. Every team can adapt ClickUp to match their exact workflow. Marketing teams can build campaign pipelines. Developers can manage sprints. Content creators can track production stages. Agencies can manage client deliverables. The tool bends to the workflow, not the other way around. And that flexibility becomes a game changer. Of course, work isn't just about tasks. It's about information, ideas, documentation, planning, and collaboration. Most teams rely on separate document tools for this, but ClickUp takes a different approach. Instead of forcing users to switch platforms for writing and planning, it integrates collaborative documents directly into the workspace. Inside ClickUp Docs, teams can brainstorm ideas, write strategies, create knowledge bases, draft content, build internal wikis. And because everything lives inside the same platform, documents connect directly to tasks. A marketing strategy document can link to campaign tasks. A product roadmap can connect to development sprints. Meeting notes can instantly generate action items. The result? Information no longer lives in isolated silos. It becomes part of the workflow, living, connected, actionable. But modern teams rarely rely on a single platform. Email, messaging tools, cloud storage, design software, development platforms, all of these still play important roles, which is why ClickUp embraces integration. Rather than replacing everything immediately, it connects with hundreds of existing tools. File storage platforms, communication apps, automation tools, development environments, calendars, time trackers, analytics platforms. These integrations allow teams to bring information from across their digital ecosystem into one unified space. Instead of jumping between tools, updates appear directly inside ClickUp. Notifications stay organized, data stays connected, and teams stay focused. By this point, many productivity tools would already feel impressive. But ClickUp has one feature that truly makes people stop and say, "Wait, this changes everything." And it's called Everything View. Imagine standing on a mountain overlooking an entire city. Every road, every building, every neighborhood visible at once. That's what Everything View feels like. Instead of viewing projects one at a time, ClickUp allows you to see every task across your entire workspace in a single view. Every project, every department, every deadline, every responsibility, all visible from one screen. But it gets even better, because you can instantly switch how you see that information. One moment you're viewing tasks in a list, the next moment you're looking at a Kanban board, then a calendar timeline, then a Gantt chart, then a workload view showing team capacity, then a map. All the same tasks, all the same data, just different perspectives. Is your current project management tool holding you back? Think about it for a moment. How many tabs are open on your computer right now? One for tasks, one for documents, another for team chat, a separate calendar, a notes app, a spreadsheet, a time tracker, a whiteboard, and somehow, all of them are supposed to work together. But they don't. Instead, your workflow becomes a maze of tools, notifications, logins, integrations, and scattered information. Deadlines slip through the cracks, team members lose context, files disappear in endless folders, and every day begins with the same frustrating question: where is everything? For years, people believed this chaos was simply the cost of modern work. But what if it isn't? What if the problem isn't your productivity, your team, or even your workflow? What if the real problem is the tools themselves? And what if there was one platform designed to replace all of them? This is the story of a tool that promises exactly that. A tool designed to transform the way modern teams work. A tool called ClickUp. And by the end of this video, you might just realize that the biggest productivity upgrade your workflow needs isn't working harder. It's working smarter. Welcome to the future of work. For decades, productivity software followed a simple philosophy: one tool, one purpose. You had one app for tasks, another for notes, another for communication, another for documents, another for goals, another for automation. At first, this seemed convenient. Each tool specialized in one job. Each platform promised to make work easier. But as companies grew, projects became more complex, and teams spread across the globe, something unexpected happened. The number of tools exploded. A marketing team might use one platform for campaigns, another for analytics, another for collaboration, and another for scheduling. A development team might use separate tools for sprint planning, bug tracking, documentation, and reporting. A startup founder might juggle 10 different apps just to keep operations running. Individually, each tool seemed helpful, but together, they created chaos. Information became fragmented. Important updates were buried in notifications. Tasks were duplicated across platforms. Deadlines slipped because nobody had the full picture. Instead of simplifying work, these tools created a digital maze. A maze where productivity slowly turned into confusion. And every time a team added just one more tool, the maze grew bigger. This is the hidden productivity crisis of modern work. Not lack of effort, not lack of talent, but lack of clarity. And that's exactly the problem ClickUp set out to solve. ClickUp wasn't built to be just another productivity app. It was built to replace them. The vision behind ClickUp was simple but ambitious. Create one platform where everything related to work could live. Tasks, docs, goals, chats, dashboards, automation, reports, planning, all in one place. Not scattered across dozens of disconnected tools, but unified inside a single, powerful workspace. This idea became known as the work upgrade. Not a small improvement, a complete transformation. Because when everything lives in one system, something incredible happens.